Hi, my name is Jordan Ross. I'm a Savannah State student and I'm here to talk to you about racial bias. In, the idea of race has been a term that has been embedded in all individuals, American and non-American. In the U.S., the racial and inferiority complex in regards to race has been at an all-time high. From the beginning of time, stereotypes and assumptions have been made about people of all races, causing them to individually have their own prejudices. Now, in the social media era, acts of discrimination, racism, and etc. are being spread quickly and globally and also having a strong impact. A company that is having to deal with those issues right now is the popular coffee company Starbucks, having to deal with an issue in regards to an individual being racially profiled, racially discriminated, or how they would like to call it, they were using racial bias. So I go into my question of, is it okay to have racial bias? Is it okay to be racially biased while in public? The act of racial bias is an act that is an effect on individuals, that has an effect on individuals differently. But it can be controlled, or this is really a conscious issue. When Googling the word racial bias, according to Wikipedia, it's a form of implicit bias, referring to the attitudes or stereotypes that affect individuals' understanding, actions, and decisions in an unconscious manner. Understanding racial bias are something that we struggle with even when we're not aware. Continuing on, you have a hard time comprehending what you don't understand. People who don't suffer have a hard time understanding and identifying acts of racial bias because they are dealing with the instinctual tribal instincts that many of us possess. The tribal instincts, that's being something that you don't care or don't tend to feel for another group because they're not in your tribal group. We as humans tend to cater towards individuals and people who are in our realm, people who are in our nectar, and people who deal with the same things that we deal with. And racial bias is a form of tribal bias. They all are connected and in some form intertwined. In conclusion, I do believe that you can have racial discrimination. You can have racial biasm in the public, in outings. It's all about using your judgment in how you use that racial bias.